A YouTube video showing a confrontation between a G20 protester and an officer has gone viral and is making headlines around the world.
Officer Bubbles has quickly become a household name in much of Canada and abroad after a video produced by The Real News went viral. Filmed during the G20 weekend in Toronto, it depicts a 20-year-old social worker named Courtney Winkles blowing bubbles in the vicinity of Toronto police officer Adam Josephs.
If the bubble touches me, I'm going to be arrested for assault. Do you understand me?
The video was released as bonus footage to accompany a longer Real News video on the mass detention that took place Sunday, June 26th in the Toronto neighborhood of Parkdale. We figured people might be interested in seeing all the footage we had of the peculiar bubble confrontation that appears briefly in the longer Parkdale video. But in true YouTube fashion, the Officer Bubbles video took off to stardom on its own, leaving behind the version with the context of the events. In the US, the Fox News channel dedicated an entire segment to legal experts debating the officer's conduct.
Men like that, in uniform, have enough to worry about without punks like this getting in the way.
Toronto's local news network, CP24, included the video on its 15-minute loop. All this coverage placed the focus on whether or not an individual officer had overstepped his authority, instead of framing the video among the long list of abuses that defined the weekend of the G20 in Toronto. The truth is that Winkles would have been arrested regardless of her bubbles. By wearing a bandana, a backpack, and having a lawyer's number on her arm, she fit the profile of a protest participant, the major target of the weekend sweep that netted over 1,000 detainees. On Saturday, July 16th, roughly 60 people gathered in front of the provincial legislature to blow bubbles. Valentino Nisco helped organize the event.
This is because I thought people needed some place to get together and have fun and meet other people who have experienced the things they have experienced, because after that weekend and after the G20 summit, a lot of people are very upset, really affected by this. I've heard people being scared of going to Toronto, scared being in public. We wanted a healing space. We wanted to use this as an opportunity to bring attention to the greater issue of the need of a public inquiry because of everything.
While it is clear that some unprecedented abuses took place during the G20, some who gathered on Saturday said that the events fit into a longer history of Toronto police abuses in poor neighborhoods. As recently as May of this year, Toronto police officers were accused of killing 18-year-old Junior Manon. Organizer Eric Doe is from Manon's community of Jane and Finch.
You know, they pulled him over and they didn't have a reason, apparently, right? And Junior, he ran because previous to that, there were cases where they went to his house and they beat him, right? So he ran, obviously, from the people that are going to assault him. And after that, there was a passenger in the car as well who witnessed, first, the police officers that pulled him over, you know, started assaulting him and everything. And then afterwards, 7 police officers in total jumped on him and started beating him, right?
An ambulance was called, but Manon was pronounced dead upon arrival at the hospital. Police say they can't comment due to an ongoing investigation by the Province of Ontario's Special Investigations Unit. This has only furthered the outrage in the community.
Justice! What do we want? Justice! Junior! Junior! Justice!
You know, the SIU, they only charged 1% of cases in 2007, 2008. 200 cases against police officers, only 2 officers got charged.
The same SIU has pledged to investigate accusations of police misconduct during the G20. Doe has no faith in such a process.
This is what the SIU, to me, really means. Safeguarding illegal police actions unconditionally. So,
in addition to the SIU investigation, the Toronto Police's Civilian Oversight Board has announced its own investigation. But it doesn't have national jurisdiction nor the ability to force anyone to testify, and its power is questionable as well. It was the same oversight board that ruled in 2005 to force officers to wear name tags, yet on the weekend of the G20, many officers were seen without theirs. Officer Bubbles' behavior has sparked lots of attention and condemnation, but some worry that such a focus on individual officers may distract from the bigger questions at hand.
Everyone here wants a public inquiry into the police actions, who gave them the powers to arrest peaceful protesters, to trample on protesters, to beat protesters, take away their rights and civil liberties.
Perhaps even more importantly than who made that decision is why they made that decision. And none of the avenues currently being offered will give us a definitive answer to that question.